Hello everyone, this is a tutorial on how to install Visual Basic 6.0 on modern Windows. So that includes Windows 7, 8, 8.1, and 10. So um, wherever you get your Visual Basic installer is completely up to you. I have mine here, which has the key included in it. So um, there might be a link in the description for that. So let's get on to the basics. So I have it here. I'm gonna open up the RAR file. So basically what I'm gonna do is just gonna extract it onto my desktop. So it should take a while, but I prefer RAR rather than the ISO because the RAR is more compressed and therefore easier to transfer. So this should take a while. So leave that in the background. So okay, this should take some more time, but once this is extracted from the RAR file, you can start going into the folder. So this is a basic outline of what kind of stuff is going to be in this folder. It contains everything that needs everything that the installer is going to need. So we're going to be running the setup.exe once this is done extracting, and you will need the key in order to activate Visual Basic. So I have mine here. Again, this will take a while because this is quite compressed, as this was originally 600 megs on the original ISO. Then I compressed it into a really compressed RAR file, which turned into about 200 megs. So it's almost done. Just going through the last files in the folder. Okay, so that's done. So you can just minimize that or close it if you want to. I did not point this out earlier, but please do have WinRAR. If you don't, link is also in the description. So once you have the Visual Basic folder, you will need to run this as administrator. If you want to turn off user access control, that's completely up to you, but for me it just works fine without disabling it. So run it as administrator, even though it already says there in the icon that it's already set to run as administrator. So run that as administrator. If you do not have administrator access, it's going to be very difficult for you to set up Visual Basic. So as much as possible, please have administrator access. If you don't, ask the owner of your system. So after that, you can just skip through all of these, accept the agreement, and then of course you can use the key in this or the key that you have in your installer. Okay, so once that's done, go to custom, and then usually that should be set up. Okay, so we then go to continue, and then setup will just do some stuff there. Again, this is gonna take a bit. So if you've tried to do if you tried to install Visual Basic before, or if you've had an unsuccessful installation of Visual Basic, you will see this. Just click yes. If you don't, keep going. Okay, so here's a list of all the stuff that the installer is going to give you as options for what you want to include in your Visual Studio package. So the best way to avoid any errors is to remove all of this unnecessary stuff. You only want to keep Visual Basic 6.0, ActiveX, data access, and graphics. So, and okay, so just remove everything else. Make sure you keep these four. Okay, so once you're done with that, go to data access, change option. Change option once you're on ADO, RDS, and OLEDB providers, and uncheck ADO and RDS. You can just click OK for this one and go back. This is to avoid any installation errors because of incompatibilities with Windows 8 and 10. So, and also it might be a problem for Windows 7 users as well, although I have no idea about that. So, but just to make sure, uncheck ADO RDS. So once that's done, press continue. Again, this will take some time. So once you see this, message, it is successfully installing all of the files related to Visual Basic and Visual Studio. Once again, another loading screen. So if you do not uncheck the what I just gave earlier, you will get stuck on this screen and you will have to perform the entire installation again. Okay, so it says there that Visual Studio 6.0 Enterprise setup was completed successfully. And then you will be given a message to install MSDN, and you don't really have to. It's completely unnecessary. You can just skip this and just do not click anywhere here. Just click next, next, and uncheck register now and finish. Okay, so once that's done, you can go to your start menu, all apps, and so I have a lot of apps, so it's gonna take a while. But in here you can find Microsoft Visual Studio or Visual Basic, and you can find the application there. So once you're done, once it's done checking through all the apps, you can find it in all apps or whatever you're using. So for Windows 8, it's at the Charms bar, and then you can just search for the apps. Or in Windows 7, it's in your all programs. So you can find it in Microsoft Visual Studio and then Microsoft Visual Basic 6.0. Now what you can do to get this into the desktop is you can go to your C folder and then your program files, go to Microsoft Visual Studio and then VB98, then you find Visual Basic 6. So you can just create a shortcut to the desktop and you have Visual Basic 6 on your desktop, and you can just open that up, and when it says automation error access in the OLE registry, you can just skip that, and there you go. That's Microsoft Visual Basic. You can just create your stuff there, and there is one glitch though, so glitch. It's kind of annoying. So yeah, that's pretty much how you install Microsoft Visual Basic. Links to WinRAR and the RAR file or of Visual Basic are in the description below. Thanks for watching.